It was 24-year-old Shad Thyrion's mother who found his decapitated head in a bucket at the bottom of her stairway.
Welcome to episode number 2 of Our Killer Obsession with James and Crystal, your true crime connoisseurs. If you're new here, thank you for joining us, and we hope you hit that subscribe button before you leave. All right, today's story is a recent one, and it is about Taylor Schabusiness. I think I pronounced that right.
Yeah, Schabusiness. All right, let's get into it. This is a fairly new story, all over the news right now. On the night of February 23rd, 2022, Shad Thyrion's mother, Tara, said her son and his lover/girlfriend, Taylor, had been staying there for a few days. She knew they were in the basement. She heard a loud bang, like a door shutting. So she went to the basement to see if her son was still there, if he had left with Taylor. When she went down there, she didn't see anything. He wasn't there. She turned to walk back up the stairs and noticed a bucket at the bottom of the stairs covered in like a beach towel.
Oh, wow.
So she went to look in the bucket.
Uh-oh.
And found her son's head in the bucket.
No.
Yeah. Called the police. Officer Alex Waynish of the Green Bay Police Department was dispatched around 3:30 in the morning. Went into the house, also noticed the bucket, and that's when the whole thing started.
Wow.
They were told to look for Taylor. They did find her easily at her home on Eastman Avenue in Green Bay. And she had dried blood all over the front of her black sweatpants, on the back, on her arms. She had cuts to her arms and her thumb.
Holy cow.
Yeah. But who is Taylor?
Yeah, right.
And
That's what I'm
how the
wondering.
heck did we get here?
Yeah, because this is a relatively new one, and I don't know too much about it, just besides of what I have seen like in the media and stuff. So
Right. And details are still coming out every day, and the trial's still to come. So we'll get to that. But Taylor Schabusiness, also known as Taylor Coronado, that's her maiden name.
Okay.
She's a 25-year-old married mother of one. She has a son, a young son, an infant son. But she was seeing Shad Thyrion behind her husband's back, I'm assuming. They were lovers. I don't know if they were not together at the time. But she was seeing Shad for a while. They had knew each other from high school. They went to the same high school. She's from the Green Bay area, but her actual Facebook page says she's from Sacramento, California.
Oh, wow. Okay. That's
So she must have ties in both places.
Yeah, okay.
She's not unknown to the court system either. So she's been on probation. She was on probation 7 weeks prior to this event and had taken her own ankle monitor off.
Wow. Which is a little crazy, too, because some of the pictures they show in the media and on TV and everything, she don't look like that kind of girl, but then you see her in court TV and
going wild.
Yeah.
Right. We'll get to that too. So apparently she is married to Warren Schabusiness, and his Facebook page makes it seem like he's standing behind her. He's still wants to be with her.
And he was married to her before all this.
Right.
And then he's just like, I'm still supporting you.
Gonna support her, yeah. Even though you'll hear these wild details here in a minute.
Okay.
His Facebook states, "I do trust my beautiful wife. I will do anything to protect her. Stay strong, baby boo. I love you."
Even though we all know what she is
accused of
doing.
Allegedly. Which, if you don't know, we're about to tell you. So stick around.
I'm just going to say from my point of view, if you did something like this, from what I've heard, I am not.
Right, I'd be running
sorry,
for the
but
border.
I am not
I'm outta
sticking by,
here.
because you could be next. I mean,
Absolutely not. Yeah. So apparently, February, probably 22nd, 21st, they started hanging out. Her, Shad, and a third party that's unnamed had been hanging out, doing drugs. They were doing methamphetamine, smoking weed, and she had said the night of that they had shot up trazodone, which trazodone is a sleeping medication.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's a pill, so they must have crushed it up and did it
and if you're shooting that up, you got to be used to some hard stuff, I'm sure.
Exactly, because it will knock you out.
Wow.
Yeah, like, Ambien, similar situation.
Okay.
Yeah. So after she was picked up by police, she admitted to the detectives that she went to Shad's house to do drugs and have sex.
Okay.
She said that they were into the wilder side of sex, bondage and things.
Okay.
So she said that they were incorporating chains that night that Shad had brought in. They were from his house, apparently, or his mother's house.
All right.
But one of them was a dog's choke collar.
Oh.
And apparently he was wearing it.
Okay.
And at some point, she had him face down on the bed and was choking him with the dog collar.
Wow.
Yeah. She said she didn't mean to kill him, but enjoyed choking him and continued to do it.
Oh.
Yeah. The police report had some wild details in it. She stated she could feel his heartbeat at one point, so she choked harder, but he wouldn't die.
Oh my goodness.
That he kept rebuilding into muscle.
Oh boy. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Okay. At first, it was starting to sound like it was an accident until she said, "Well, okay. Well, then I couldn't stop and I wanted to continue."
And she liked it.
And she liked it. And now she's saying he's coming back as something else.
Yeah,
so...
like rebuilding and wouldn't die.
Wow.
Yeah. Sounds definitely like some psych history here.
Right.
For sure. But also drugs. Drugs can make you seem like a psych patient as well.
That's true too, especially if you're mixing drugs and then some hardcore drugs too that you're just shooting into your veins along with the other ones they said they were doing.
Yeah. And who knows what you're getting off the street, what they're putting into that stuff nowadays.
Nowadays it's all laced with something terrible, and more than likely it's fentanyl and it could kill you.
Exactly.
Or the new one that's coming out too. It's
Yeah, right. I could do a whole show on that.
Right.
Okay, so officers asked her, how did she know that he was finally dead? She said his face turned purple and he was spewing blood from his mouth.
That's terrible.
That's not the worst of it, though. So after the death, she played with him in a sexual manner for 2 or 3 hours.
Wow. And if I'm not mistaken, when you say played with him, we're talking like
essay
played with him, you know, for
with
a
his
while.
parts.
Oh my goodness.
And with extracurricular
just toys or something.
Yeah,
right. Okay.
Exactly.
Right. Oh my goodness.
Yeah. Yep. So when she was finally done with him, she went to the kitchen to grab some knives. She stated that the bread knife worked best because of the serrated edges. So she knew she was going to cut him up and get rid of him after he was dead and she was done playing with him.
Oh my goodness.
So she was in the process of dismembering his body in the basement of his mother's home and said that she had to slide him to the edge of the bed and hang his head over the bed above the bucket.
Oh, man.
So she decapitated him into the bucket.
Oh my goodness.
Right. But she also cut all of his other parts off too. And in the bucket, they found his head, body fluids, and his male member.
Oh my goodness. That poor kid, dude.
Yeah,
wow.
He went through it, that's for sure.
Wow.
Yep. She also said that she used the bucket to catch more blood coming from his body and then dumped it in the basement shower.
Oh.
And they found blood spatter like it had been tried to be cleaned up too near the shower in the basement. Okay, after dismembering him, she placed all his body parts in whatever bag she could find in the basement. Also, they found his head, I told you, and his male member in the bucket. His upper torso and organs were in a storage tote. And then his leg and his foot were in the crock pot box in the back of her van. They said it was in the driver's side back seat in a box that belonged to a crock pot on top of a laundry basket.
Wow.
Yeah. And
she's just driving down the street with it, just like she's loading stuff up like you do normally in everyday life. And
just gonna load him up and just take him. I don't know where she was planning to take him, but she said she got lazy and paranoid, and she said she thought the drugs were making her paranoid. So I'm
sure they were, along with other things.
Exactly. Other obvious mental problems. Yeah, she put just the leg and the foot in the van and said, "I can't believe I forgot the head though."
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
So she didn't mean to leave that there. No. She legitimately forgot it was there.
Yeah, she said she got lazy and paranoid. So I don't know if she thought people were coming and were in a hurry to get out of there.
Right.
Or what, and left everything behind.
Wow. That's insane.
Yeah. During the interrogation, she not only admitted to everything that we just told you, she asked the police if they knew what it was like to love something so much you kill it.
Oh, man. No.
Right. So her husband should be like hitting the door, right?
I mean, right. Yeah. Let's not forget. I almost forgot about the husband here.
He's
She
still
has
standing.
a husband still that's still like, oh, don't worry, baby. I love you.
Yeah.
Wow.
Right.
That's wild.
That is super. Yeah. This is a wild story that we're going to have to follow for quite some time.
Yeah.
So she was charged with first-degree intentional homicide, third-degree sexual assault, and mutilating a corpse. She pled not guilty by reason of mental defect, although she was found fit to stand trial.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah, their psych docs said nah.
Okay.
She's
Well,
all
I mean,
right.
how do you do that anyway after you've admitted to all of it and you're like, yeah, let me tell you all the deets.
Well,
And then,
and when people do these horrible, crazy things, aren't they kind of crazy anyway?
I mean, you could argue that too, that they all have to be somewhat
You're
insane to
right,
do what
to
they're
do
doing.
something like that. Yeah, definitely think so.
Wow.
So the prosecution in the case stated this is one of the most serious offenses that they have seen in that county in some time, which I imagine.
I bet, yeah.
Yeah. Green
That's
Bay.
a terrible one too. I mean, these kinds don't happen every day.
Right. And so court keeps getting crazier and crazier with this lady and her defense team. So on February 14th of this year, she attacked her attorney, Quinn Jolly, when an expert witness who was supposed to testify for her mental state didn't show.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Right. So the guy didn't show.
So
So
she
she
attacked
attacked the lawyer.
Yeah, makes sense.
Wow.
He obviously quit.
Well, yeah, I bet. I mean, I don't got to keep carrying a case that my life or my well-being's in danger.
Right. So now she has attorney Christopher Froelich. He's taking over. I would be terrified to be her attorney.
Yeah, I'm sure too. They're gonna make sure this don't really happen again, and they're probably gonna bring her in all sorts of shackles.
Yeah,
now.
taking extra precautions with this one because she's wild.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. So the most current court hearing was last week, and the defense filed like 13 motions for Judge Walsh to decide on. They are crazy things they want excluded from this trial.
Right. Okay.
First of all, they're trying to say that SHAD was not a person during the incident.
I mean, I'm pretty sure he's a person all the way through.
Right. You're still a person.
I mean, you're a person, man.
Right. Well, in quotes, once a person is deceased, they are no longer a person as defined under the jury instructions. That's according to the defense.
No, that's ridiculous.
Exactly.
That's ridiculous.
They're also trying to say that sexual assault is impossible due to the fact that the appendage was not attached and attached to the body when it was found and was unable to function due to its condition.
Well, let's not forget, though, she used other things
Exactly.
to do the deeds, you
Right.
know? So
that's
I mean,
trying to say that men can't be essayed other than just the front.
right, and which is absurd.
That is
because,
absurd.
I mean, if it's unwanted, it's unwanted.
Whether, I mean, he couldn't consent, right?
Not even a little bit,
Exactly.
you know? So,
Also, the defense, while they're trying to claim all these things that he couldn't be essayed because of the problems with the appendage, they entered pictures of it in the bucket to be used as evidence for them.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, the prosecutors were appalled. They said it's inappropriate and violates victims' rights to be treated with dignity. 100%.
Good. I'm glad they stood up for him. Somebody's got to stand up for him.
Yeah, completely disgusting.
Wow.
Yeah, they're also saying that there's really no evidence of sexual assault other than her admission, which should be thrown out.
No, it shouldn't.
Well, they're saying it should because she's saying she blacked out during part of it and she was on drugs. So it shouldn't count.
Man, no, because that opens a whole new door to all sorts of other cases too that you could start bringing this in. And
Exactly.
and no way.
Yeah, absolutely not. They're trying to throw out Taylor's DNA swab while she was in with the police. Also, they're trying to throw out any of her admission because they're saying that she wasn't read her rights right away.
Whatever.
Right. The judge isn't going for it. All this was denied.
This is all some pretty absurd and crazy stuff, right?
Yeah. I mean, they're trying to basically throw out everything they've collected or anything she said. The whole case is they're trying to throw the whole thing away. They're trying to even get rid of evidence from her apartment and her van. So that'd be his body parts, her bloody clothes, everything they found.
So let's just go ahead and take this whole entire case and just throw it out the window because we don't want you to use any of it. So we might as well just all go home.
Exactly.
Oh my
Exactly.
goodness,
The
dude,
judge
this is
wasn't having
wild.
it though. Absolutely not.
That's insane.
There were 74 photos that they're trying to exclude from evidence. which was all denied except for the photo of the bucket. The judge did say he doesn't want that to be used in court because it's too horrifying.
Oh, that's terrible.
And that it would mess up the jury, and it's too
terrible.
traumatizing.
I can imagine it would be. That's horrible.
Yeah. And then her new attorney is trying to have another psych eval done because he's saying the other one was before the attack on her previous lawyer, and so she should have a new one.
No, she's crazy because
no. Judge said no.
I mean, I guess I get sometimes you have to be a defensive lawyer, and sometimes you need a defensive lawyer just simply to make sure you're getting your rights. But I don't see how you can be a defense lawyer for this girl who has allegedly admitted all these things, and then try to get it all thrown away and try to get her out of it. Right.
How do you let someone like that go?
Right.
And you're fighting for this.
Morally, as a defense attorney, trying to get you out of this. Like, I can't stand by that. I don't get that sometimes. No. I don't get it.
Same. There's been some other famous ones, like the Casey Anthony situation.
Yeah, right.
Same thing. I don't know how you could defend someone, although she's innocent.
Yeah. I mean, those are all... Yeah.
Maybe not in public opinion.
Right.
Also, they're trying to throw out the use of the word victim.
Victim. Well, how are you going to get rid of the word victim?
They don't want to use... There was another court case there where they were able to not use the word victim. And they're trying to similarly do that, but the judge said no, it's almost impossible, so that also got denied.
Purely insane on its own there too. He's a victim. He is a victim.
It wasn't accidental,
right?
He didn't fall down the stairs.
Like you said, he didn't consent to go ahead and murder me and then do horrible things with me when I'm gone. He's a victim.
Exactly.
Wow.
This whole thing is going to be wild. We're definitely going to have to do a lot of updates on this one. Stuff keeps coming out every day.
This sounds like it's going to be a wild one because she's a wild one, and you never know what she's going to do.
Exactly.
Obviously.
Exactly. So she's scheduled to start trial July 24th of this year. Jury selection is the 21st. So we will be watching. This is going to be a good one.
Absolutely. And I think, too, like, how can you not watch?
Right?
It's like
a train wreck.
Exactly what I was going to say.
You just can't look away. I'm going to be watching, and we'll be updating you guys. That's for sure. We're going to include a link to the court documents that we found, including a police report with all her confession details, and a link to SHAD's GoFundMe page to help his family pay for his funeral expenses.
Absolutely. We'll put that down in the description somewhere, and if you can, go help them. Family, loved ones, I'm sure they all need it.
They definitely do.
Guys, don't forget to hit that subscribe button on your way out of here, and we appreciate you being here with us as always.
All right, guys, that's it for this one. Keep watching. We're going to fill you in every time something new comes out. We'll do some updates.
We will stay on it, and we will keep you posted. That's for sure.
Yeah, come back next week for another episode of Our Killer Obsession.
Absolutely, and until next time, guys.